This is WGRG 100.5 FM, where we meet the absolute minimum FCC broadcasting standards. It's time to hang on and brace yourself for a community radio program that's frankly indescribable. Let's talk Geneseo. Two guys with nothing better to do on a Friday morning but to talk about our community. Geneseo City Administrator Brandon Meglin and City Alderman Keith Kennett. And yeah, nobody, and I mean nobody, puts the blah in blah, blah, blah like these guys do.
Well, good rainy good rainy Friday morning here in Geneseo, and welcome to the January 31st edition of Let's Talk Geneseo. Your hosts, I'm Keith Kennett, along with Brandon Meglin on the other side of the table, and we were just kind of chatting this morning. Couple of things. One, if you're on your way to school today, turn around, because there is no school unless you're a teacher and going to Institute Day or all things that happen on Institute Day. Not quite sure what it is, but I'm sure it's important. Mm-hmm. But if you're a student, no school. But we are here. But there will be no Justin Weather after the program today, since he is a student.
Yeah.
But Brandon and I were just talking, along with our guest to be introduced by Brandon. But this is a historic moment, Brandon. This is program number
50. The big 50. Yeah.
So that is.
Where's my cake?
That is something that is truly, I don't want to say unbelievable, but I don't think that's quite a few programs.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, we started this back in August of 2023. We were just talking about it, and been fortunate to have a lot of great people in here. You know, when you kind of reflect back on why we started doing this, was really to get information out about what's going on with the city, make sure that, you know, we have candid conversations beyond the city council meetings about what's going on. We can do it informally, which is nice, but it's kind of developed into this way to also bring people in from the community, and even folks in from the Quad Cities, not necessarily Geneseo related, but services and fun events for families and things that folks in Geneseo may want to know about, to be able to do. But, you know, like today we're talking about Hammond Henry again, the school district, the Humane Society, Inspire. You know, there's so many people that have joined us and contributed to this, and, you know, thanks to everybody who's been a part of it. It's been a fun ride, and I don't think we have any plans on slowing down or stopping it. You know, Keith's at the helm of that, but.
No, I think we're doing well here, and but 50 programs, and just like Brandon said, it initially started out, and, you know, it's a world of, I call it, I just take a good idea when I hear it, or a good description, but, you know, we can kind of tend to live in our world of silos. Social media can be a wonderful asset and what have you, but, you know, there isn't one kind of, we used to have the newspaper that was kind of the common source that everyone can go to, and for information. But yeah, that's what this program is really meant to be, not primarily city type stuff, but just things in the community, as Brandon shared. And so hopefully you have found it to be a resource and something a little bit entertaining. You get to know us a little bit. And even though I don't believe in 50 episodes that we've actually had anyone do this, but you can email us if you have questions, or give us a call or what have you. But if someone would like to do that at some point, how would be best to get a hold of you, Brandon?
Yeah, people seem to just stop us in person, or, you know, if they interact with us at City Hall or at a community event or something. But yeah, you're always welcome to email me, bmeglin at cityofgeneseo.com, BMAEGLIN at cityofgeneseo.com, and let us know, because, you know, and this is the time of year where, you know, from a city standpoint, really the projects have been put in place by the city council. We're doing a lot of planning of things that will start back up in the spring, or new projects that will start back up. And so, you know, always looking for new ideas. I mean, as we go into the late winter and spring, I know there may be a lot of nonprofit events or things coming up, indoor type things, and if they're going on or impact the Geneseo community, you know, we'd love to have you in to talk about those things too, if you want to promote something that benefits everybody as a whole. That's kind of the goal.
All right. Well, we do have one announcement to make that is some recent news, and it ties in with our hospital theme this morning, as we're going to be interviewing and talking with a new arrival at the hospital. But there's also a new arrival, but also a familiar name and face from the past. But saw that Brad Soldberg is coming back to Hammond Henry Hospital as the interim CEO. Some of you may remember Brad from when he was living here in Geneseo previously as hospital CEO. And he's coming back on a temporary basis. So, again, that'll be a lot of people that know him. I'm sure we'll be happy to have him back. And those of you that don't know him will probably find him to be a pretty good guy. So hopefully he fills the role well as interim CEO as they continue their search for a permanent CEO. Mm-hmm. And with that, Brandon, though, I will turn it over to you to introduce our guest this morning.
Yep. So as we alluded to, Hammond Henry Hospital is the focus again today, and especially chiropractic care. We're joined this morning by Dr. Owen McConnell. Owen, welcome to the program.
Yeah, thanks.
And, as always, we first-time guests on the program, we like to have you introduce yourself to the community, to the listeners that are out there. So if you can just kind of give us your background and what brought you into the Geneseo community and to Hammond Henry.
Sure. Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm Owen McConnell. I'm from Erie, Illinois, so not too far away. Grew up over there. So we came to Geneseo growing up for a bunch of different stuff. And then, so I started off as a athletic trainer, so that's what I got my undergrad in. I went to Central College out in Pella, Iowa there. In 2018, I got hired from the hospital through the rehab department there to be a kind of like a PRN athletic trainer. So I started off covering actually a lot of Geneseo sports. And then the hospital got a contract with Erie. So since I still live over there, I tend to cover more over there now. So, and then, like I said, I went to Palmer College in Davenport, where I got my chiropractic degree. Coming out of there, I obviously wanted to stay close to home. And there was an opportunity here in Geneseo to get a job and start working as a chiropractor. So, I started I would say around July 2021. So I've been, practicing as a chiropractor here for coming up almost 4 years or so. So, yep.
Nice. So why chiropractic medicine? What took you down that path?
Yeah, so undergrad, as I said, athletic training background. So I'm working with athletes. I tend to, I think, like more of the taping, working with my hands, doing soft tissue work on the athletes when I was going through undergrad. We took people through rehab programs, so I was thinking about maybe the physical therapy route. We had the opportunity to shadow a bunch of different professions when I was in undergrad, so I bounced around to physical therapists, chiropractors, a bunch of different people. And I think I just liked the pace a little bit more with the chiropractic, and obviously with chiropractic you're using your hands a lot of the time, kind of manual therapy with your hands, so I enjoyed that part, and just the opportunity that someday it's a little easier to open your own business as far as doing chiropractic wise. So I love it. It's been great. It's been good to help people around, and it's definitely fulfilling for me. So yep.
Nice. So tell us about you in particular. What's your philosophy or approach to chiropractic care? I know that there's different parts of the field, different people approach it different ways for those who have sought out chiropractic care, but how do you kind of go about that?
Yeah, so again, I'll refer back to the athletic training side of things. I'm very musculoskeletal based, so I'm focused on finding tight areas in your body, finding tight joints, finding tight muscles, and getting those guys to loosen up and move better. So there's a bunch of different ways that you can go with chiropractic, but I would say that's kind of my main thing. I know when I can help people, and I also know when I need to refer them out to, different medical doctors, physical therapy, stuff like that. As far as technique-wise, I mean, I'm a general chiropractor. I would say I pretty much use anything that's going to work best for the patient. I have activator tools, which is a very light force adjustment. I use the table that has drops in it, so I can use my hands doing that. And then just your kind of original chiropractic, using your hands, manual therapy. So it's really patient dependent. I see a lot of different people, different ages, babies to, elderly. So you got to kind of be good at doing everything. So, Yep.
Yeah, we were talking before the program went live a little bit about, there's lots of chiropractic options in the greater Quad Cities area, including the smaller communities too. So with a community hospital like Hammond Henry, how does this service fit into the overall big picture of the healthcare goals there?
Yeah, so being in the hospital, obviously, me taking care of the chiropractic side of things, trying to get people out of the pain. But like I said, it's super easy for me to refer since I'm in the hospital. I'm right down the hall from a bunch of different medical providers. And I would say most of my patients are already seeing those medical providers. So if I need to talk to them, I can, write them a quick note. And I feel like just being within the hospital has made it easier for me to see kind of the whole patient's health picture. So that's helped me a lot. Also with physical therapy, being upstairs, I see a lot of people that come in, and obviously I'll help you get out of the pain. We'll work on things. If it's something that I think would need some physical therapy, then I'm going to refer you. And that process is pretty squeaky clean since I'm in the hospital now too. So I think as far as fitting in, obviously we've got great equipment, a general chiropractor, but it's kind of, if you come, it's kind of a one-stop shop in Hammond Henry. If you need to go somewhere else for something, I can refer you there, or another thing, I can refer you to another spot. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, one of the benefits of having a community hospital is, and we have Katie Orwig in here often and with other folks from Hammond Henry, but you guys do a lot of partnerships and collaborations or educational opportunities out in the community. So is there anything that, you guys have coming up kind of on your side of the house with chiropractic care that you have planned out there with the community? Or
yeah, we've done some like coffee talks. I think me and my co-chiropractor, her name's Allie David, she'll be starting here in about April, so there'll be another chiropractor starting. But I believe sometime in February we're going to the Kiwanis here in town, so we're going to go talk there. And then, I'm sure they're always popping up stuff for us to go and talk to community members. So, but yeah, I think that's our big one coming up. We'll be at Kiwanis here, so.
Nice.
Yep. And I think with Allie starting, they're kind of going to restart doing her open house, getting her out to talk to different people. So there'll be another round of chiropractic stuff once she gets going. So,
yeah. Great.
Yep.
And Owen, you touched on it a little bit, but let's say maybe you're somebody that isn't really very familiar with chiropractic care.
Sure.
And maybe you're having some aches and pains and that sort of thing. But what would be the process of actually tracking you down? I assume maybe there's some sort of an evaluation you would do to see if you can help, and also what are kind of typical things that chiropractic care can help with, but maybe most people aren't aware that it can help with.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, obviously the big one's low back pain. That's kind of what everybody thinks about. But I would say full spine, full pelvis. If you're having neck pain, upper back, hips, everybody gets that back of the hip pain going on. See a lot of sciatica type stuff, pain down your leg. Tension headaches is a big one too that people suffer from. So a lot of times those tension headaches are coming from tight muscles in the top of the neck there, so we can help reduce some of that tension and kind of reduce the headache. But yeah, trying to get in, I'm in the Hammond Henry Medical Group there, so you would call that, I think it's that 1275 number there. But yeah, we would bring you back. If you're starting as a new patient, do some vitals on you, make sure everything's good there. Beforehand, I'm checking, like I said, background on all your behind the scenes post, surgeries, or previous surgeries, different health things to see, if I need to refer you anywhere else or if I can do the adjustment on you. But yeah, do some vitals, do some evaluation. Basically with the evaluation, it's a lot of talking. It's a lot of figuring out, hey, when did this start? How did this happen? Stuff like that. And then take you through a little bit of motion testing and doing some special tests just to kind of narrow down what's going to be your kind of best track of care and best technique for me to use. And then, I like to do a lot of soft tissue work beforehand. I would say my normal adjustments probably are like 15 to 20 minutes. So it's me doing a lot of soft tissue work, either with my hands or doing some stretching or using massage gun. And then, like I said, our table, they're nice tables. They got drops everywhere. So there's different ways to do it, but basically the gist is trying to find those tight areas and get them moving in the right direction, basically, is what I try to tell people. So, yep. And then I usually try to give a little bit of like home exercises to go home with, probably 3 or 4 to people, just because, I can adjust you there, but if you can go home and put some good mobility and do some good strengthening work into some places, it's going to help you even more. So, yep.
Well, we have room on the table here, Brandon. We could we could lay down and have
that'd be pretty
and give you a workover.
Yeah.
Do one of those things like you see on TV where you do the big neck crack thing or whatever.
I don't do any of that. Yeah. That's not taught at Palmer. So yeah.
Probably better to have a professional do that.
Well, that happens all the time at family events. They're like, well, can I just lay on the couch here? Or I'm like, no, let's just wait. Yeah.
I'm sure you're constantly probably getting that. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
There's like this underbelly of social media followers or TikTok videos or whatever of people doing the big cracks and
I know
what the neck pole thing.
Yeah, that's a big thing that I almost have to like talk people down on because they come in and sometimes if they've never been there, they're kind of looking at me like, what are you about to do? So I always tell them I'm not searching for the crack. Like I don't need to like crunch you up or my main goal is to find that joint and get it moving in the right direction. So if there is a pop, there's a pop, but usually that's just gas bubbles. But I would say a lot of those like ones you see on YouTube and stuff, they have those nice sensitive microphones under the table, so they're really getting that good crunch. And I think it's become just like a obsession for people, kind of. So
what you're saying is you have no plans to start a TikTok channel or a YouTube channel?
I don't think, unless we do something like educational or something like that. I'm not going to be doing any of those crazy stuff. Yeah.
Well, that's probably a good thing.
Yes.
See, one good reason to see Dr. McConnell then, because you don't want crazy when it comes to your doctor.
That's true. Yeah. Yep.
Well, very, interesting, and it's one of those things that just seems as it going over my years of existence. You didn't hear a lot about chiropractic care here in the Quad Cities. We have Palmer, and it's kind of like ground zero of chiropractic education. But it really is something that in the last couple decades or so, it seems, has really come to the fore insofar as a really viable means of treating a lot of these conditions.
For sure. Yeah, I think you'll start seeing more. I was telling him before, I think you'll start seeing more chiropractors involved in like full wellness centers with physical therapy, with massage, hospitals. Obviously, we're kind of getting started on that. The VAs have had chiropractors come in for a long time, so I think it's starting to become more of a full healthcare kind of thing. So. Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, it sounds like we need to get you to move to Geneseo.
Yeah. My wife got.
We're always working the angle here, Owen.
Yeah. I grew up in Erie. My wife's like homegrown in Erie. She's got both sides of the family. Everybody lives there, so yeah, we're probably not going to be moving too time soon. So.
Yeah, bring her to some of the big events. She may change her mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just come and visit more often. then.
Yeah,
we'll start with
here.
that.
We come over here a lot. Our kids are doing stuff over here already. Got 3 little ones, so doing some gymnastics and stuff. So ninja classes, all that good stuff. So
nice.
yeah, we're in Geneseo a lot. Just living here. Yeah.
Well, it's always neat too when we have somebody maybe not right from Geneseo, but you're still local.
Sure.
Here and
Yeah.
pursuing a professional career and stuff. So that's always a plus, I think.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
very cool.
Yeah.
Well, good things as always happening at Hammond Henry Hospital, so great to have you on board.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah. Thanks for having me in.
Yeah. What else, Keith? Anything? Big 50 episode? I feel like there should be a big bang at the end here.
Yeah,
or something.
there's always the risk technically of a big bang or something happening here, but hopefully not. But yeah, it was kind of our 50th program here, and other than having some good conversation with Owen, we're kind of not doing anything special.
We'll plan something. We'll plan something larger for the 100th.
Yeah, Who would have thought 50 when we had? I guess, doesn't seem like 50 in some ways.
Yeah,
but
we said we were going to go off-site for the 50th and do it at the hospital or on the street or something.
That's a lot of work, though.
Yeah. Then we got April weather coming down on us too.
Well, okay. Well, happy 50th anniversary there, Brandon. And also, we should give a shout out to Zach and Mark and everyone else we've kind of roped into our little operation here that do help a lot behind the scenes with guests and coming up with ideas and that sort of thing too.
Yep.
But like I say though, we're still hoping at some point we will be contacted by a listener with a question or maybe a show idea. We'd like to see you guys do this or talk about that type. Thing.
Yep. And a lot of them have came from, like I said before, in-person ideas. People have bring forward a lot of the guest ideas, and that's where we've had, especially a lot of the nonprofits and stuff that come in and stuff that maybe you and I wouldn't always know about. So always be willing to approach us and let us know.
Well, there you go. We'll probably then wrap it up unless there's. I will say the obvious thing, since it is January 31st. That glad this isn't snow.
Right.
That's speaking on behalf of the Public Works Department.
Yeah.
Be curious.
And road crews everywhere.
Curious to see where the Geneseo Creek level is this morning.
Yeah.
I think we got about 12 inches of frozen ground out there still, so it's definitely running off.
It is definitely running off, but hopefully we'll be all okay in that regard.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's going to wrap it up then for our 50th edition here of Let's Talk Geneseo. We appreciate you tuning in, and you've been listening to WGRG 100.5 FM in Geneseo, and have a great weekend.